Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me on my channel. So today we are going to do a talk through of the preparatory test 3. So this is an Equestrian Australia test, effective of the 1st of the 1st 2023. So this is the current test that everyone is riding here in Australia. I particularly like the Prep 3 test. I think it's a fabulous introduction into prelim, as it has a canter circle at A on both legs, and it's not actually a full circle, so you have to pick up the canter in the first quarter of the circle and then you trot again before you get back to A. So it is absolutely perfect for just stepping up from the Prep 1 and 2, which are strictly walk trot, and it just introduces that little bit of canter. It's down at A, so you're not right in front of the judge, so you're not feeling that pressure, and if you stuff it up, it's only one movement. And I will talk a bit more about that subject at the end, but let's jump back to the 8th of September 2024, when Bella and I competed at our local dressage club doing the Prep 3. And I must say, I went back through all my footage to find this one because I absolutely loved riding this test. She was really with me, we got a great score, and yeah, she gave me a fabulous ride. So I hope you guys enjoy, and without further ado, let's jump on back in time. Okay, so you just heard the horn toot then, and I then have 45 seconds to enter the arena. I actually always thought it was 60, but in doing this little series that I'm doing, I'm learning a lot myself, and yeah, it turns out it's 45 seconds to enter. And here we go, entering at A, down the centre line. So it's enter at A, working trot rising, at X, halt through medium walk, salute, proceed, working trot rising. So the judge is looking for regularity, quality of trot, willing, calm transitions, straightness, attentiveness, immobility for 3 seconds when you salute. So at C, we track to the right, to M, between M and B, working trot rising. The judge is looking for regularity, bend and balance in the turn and corner. At B, we circle right 20 metres, and they're looking for, again, regularity, shape and size of the circle, bend and balance. So throughout the prep test, it's because we're at the bottom of the training scale, they're very much looking for the rhythm and the relaxation. So back to the track at B, and then we go to F, working trot rising. Then at A, it is circled 20 metres, developing working canter in the first quarter of the circle on the right lead. Before A, working trot rising. And again, they're looking regularity of gaits, shape and size of circle, bend and balance. Then at K is change the rein through X to M. There's also another box about the canter, which is transition in and out of canter. You get a score for that. They're looking for willing and calm transition. So M, C and E is working trot rising. So on the change of rein, they are looking for regularity of trot, straightness, bend and balance in these corners. So we trot to E, and at E is circle left 20 metres. And then from E, you trot rising to A. So in this movement, movement 7, they are looking for regularity, shape and size of circle, bend and balance. So here we do our working trot rising back down the arena to A. And then at A, we are going to circle left 20 metres, developing working canter in the first quarter of the circle, left lead, and before A, back to working trot rising. Again, they're looking for the regularity, quality of gaits, shape and size of circle, bend and balance. And again, there is another box here, box 9, which is transition in and out of canter, willing, calm transition. Between F and B, medium walk, they're looking for willing, calm transition, regularity, quality and over track. And then at B to H is free walk. And then H to C is back to the medium walk. So in the free walk, they're looking for regularity and quality of walks for the free walk and the medium walk. Reach and ground cover with overtrack, allowing complete freedom to stretch the neck forward and downward into a light contact. They're looking for straightness, willing, calm transitions. Then at between C and M is working trot rising to A. They're looking for willing calm transition, regularity of trot, bend and balance in corner, and the straightness down the long side here. So at A, we turn down the centre line. So you want to be looking at the judge as you come around the first corner so that you get bang on the centre line. So down the centre line and halt through medium walk at X and salute. And they're looking for that bend and balance in the turn, so that little 10-metre turn as you turn onto the centre line. Regularity of trot, willing, calm transition, straightness, attentiveness, and immobility for 3 seconds. And there's always the collective marks, which is paces, freedom and regularity, impulsion, which is desire and to move forward, elasticity of the steps, suppleness of the back and engagement of the hindquarters, submission, willing cooperation, harmony, attention and confidence, acceptance of the bits and aids, straightness, lightness of the forehand and ease of movements. And the rider position, they're looking at the seat, correctness and effective use of the aids, clarity, subtlety, independence, accuracy of the test. So always making sure you're riding to your markers and being very precise and getting those circle sizes correct. So yeah, I really enjoyed riding that test. As I said, it was she was more forward. She was still above the bit at times, and that's what the comments say on the sheet, is that she was a little above bit, she was a little bit resistant, but on the whole, she was moving forward, and I felt like I really rode every step of that test, and that's what it takes, because I think sometimes we ride really well when we're practicing, but then I know I do, when I get in the arena, I seem to just kind of, I don't know, I freeze. It's almost like I just kind of stop riding. And she really needs my support, I've come to find. So I really learned a lot that day, that it made a huge difference that I showed up and I really supported her and rode every corner, and it showed. We got some really good scores that day. So and the judge that judged me had judged me before, and yeah, she commented afterwards when I caught up with her up at the club rooms to say, you know, oh wow, she was so much better. So that is really encouraging. And that's another thing that I enjoy about being part of a club, because quite often throughout the year we do get judged. They have kind of a judge roster, if you like. I mean, there's not an unlimited supply of judges, so you do quite often get judged sort of at that level by the same judge, and it's great because they can see the improvement as well. Fingers crossed that you are improving. And that another top tip that leads me to is that I keep this folder. So I've got all my tests that I've written all in this folder, and what I like to do is, if I know who's going to be judging me at the next competition, I'll go back through and find the test sheets or the time when I was judged by them before, and I can read through, because each judge quite often looks for different, they have different things that they look for in a test or in a rider or in a horse. So some judges will really be marking on the rhythm and the submission, and some judges are more about accuracy and they want you to really ride the perfect circle and everything to the marker. Some will let, you know, quarters in, they'll let that slide a bit, but others won't. So yeah, I find it really beneficial to go back through, read through the test, so you're always going back through and reviewing, and it also helps in the practice as well for you to to work on those things to improve and always get better. And that is one of the things that I really love about dressage, is that you're always just working on your last performance. That's how I look at it. Sure, the ribbons are lovely. I am competitive and I do like that side of it. But especially in the very early days of us riding the prep, when we were getting, we weren't getting the ribbons, but it gave me something to strive to, and I just used to want to improve my score. And yeah, in this test that you just watched, we got quite a lot of 7s, a few 6.5s, and we actually got an 8 as well. So that was a very, very special day. But yeah, we mainly got 7s. So I'm looking for that now in the prelim. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is the transitions. So if you find yourself where your horse has maybe broken the canter, or has, you can't get the right leg, it's really important to keep trying to pick up that canter, whether it's wrong leg or not, whether it's messy or not, just so that when you get to the next transition, which will be coming back to trot, so say you have to, canter A, canter 20-meter circle, and then you've got to trot at the next marker along B or E. I can never remember which way. But if you're not in canter, you can't do that trot. So therefore, you're going to get a 0 for that transition. So you're going to get not a great mark for the messiness and the wrong leg or the break or whatever's happened, but it's going to then flow on into the next part of the test. So you really have to try and get some sort of canter so that you can then perform that transition. So that's how the scoring works. And obviously, if you haven't done that transition, the judge can't score you on it. So you need to, take a deep breath, sort of put it behind you, and work on into the next lot of marks that you might be able to regain some of that back. So that's the other great thing about dressage, is that everything's broken down into different movements, and you stuff up one bit, but you can just, it's easier said than done, but you can take a breath and move on and try and gain some points further on down in the test. So anyway, I'm babbling on now. I hope you guys enjoyed and got something out of it. So please, leave me a comment, hit that like button, and hit the all-important subscribe button if you don't already. And I will see you for the next video, whatever that might be. Bye for now.